This presentation will give an opportunity first to highlight different levels offered by nursing care organizations to improve patient care, to improve patient outcome. This presentation will give us an opportunity to present research evidence on variations in outcome that can be associated with different models of nursing care organization. The evidence will be drawn from the MURI research project. MURI is a French acronym. In this research, we had two main objectives. The first one was to identify the main model of nursing care organization in acute care units in Quebec. And the second one was to compare this model, their feature and their outcomes. To achieve the objective of this research, we use the MURI framework. This framework is based on 4 dimensions that can be considered as 4 levels to redesign nursing care organization, to improve nursing care organizations. In fact, these 4 dimensions address 3 key questions. The first question, who provide nursing care? This relates to the issue of staffing, the quantity, the intensity of available staff, but also the composition of the staff. The second question is, what do nursing providers do in their daily work, in their daily practice? This relates to the issue of scope of practice. And the third question, in which environment do they provide their services? 2 aspects are considered. First is the capacity for innovation, and the second is the practice environment. To achieve the objective of the research, 22 medicine units were selected in 11 healthcare organizations, including university and community hospitals. Data collection involved a range of sources and techniques, 66 interviews, 22 focus groups, survey of 282 nurses, administrative data on staffing on 30 consecutive days and patient census during the same period, and screening of 2,700 patient files to detect the occurrence of adverse events. Now, we will quickly present some descriptive data in regard to each of the 4 dimensions. Then we will present the models, the organizational models that result from the combination of these 4 dimensions. First dimension is staffing. Staffing has been measured here, firstly, by the nursing hours per patient day, so the quantity, the intensity of available staff, but also the composition of the staff, the proportion of registered nurse versus assistant staff, LPN, and other lies. We can see here that the average rate for the overall sample was around 5.6 nursing hours per patient day, which is below those observed in other jurisdictions. We have 2 California database and 2 other Canadian database. We can also observe the variations between the 22 units, less than 4 in some units versus more than 8 in other units. With regard to the proportions of registered nurse hours, here again, for the sample, the average was 46%, which is below, again, those observed in other jurisdictions. And again, you can observe the variations between the units, 20% here, where in other units it is up to 70%. Second dimension, scope of practice. With regard to scope of practice, we have developed a specific tool to measure this aspect of nursing care organizations. Scope of practice is conceptualized here to 6 dimensions: planning and evaluations, patient-family education, communication and coordination, staff orientation, quality and safety, knowledge development. A paper has been recently published on this tool in journal. What we have observed from the sample is that the interventions related to planning and evaluation were the most frequently done by the nurses. We can also observe that in all cases, there are large room for improvement. There are large margin for improvement. That means that nurses are not used to the full scope, to the full extent of their scope of practice, to the full extent of their competencies. For a maximum score of 6, we can see the maximum we have observed is 4.2, and in some cases, less than 3. Third dimension, capacity for innovation. This aspect of nursing care organization has been measured through 5 dimensions that have been developed by Kimball in 2007. Using qualitative data, we have rated each unit for each of these 5 dimensions. And what we can observe here is that only 2 units have high score on all 5 dimensions. 3 units high score on only for 3 dimensions. High score for 4 dimensions. 3 other units high score for 3 dimensions. And for most of the units, they have high score only for 1 or 2 dimensions. In 3 cases, they have low score on all 5 dimensions. Fourth dimension, practice environment. This has been measured with the Nursing Growth Index, a tool that covers 5 dimensions: nurse participation in hospital affairs, nursing foundation for quality of care, nurse manager ability, staffing and resource adequacy, collegial nurse-physician relationship. Here we have the score for the overall sample, and we have compared with a score observed in a previous study on magnet hospitals. What we can see is that the score observed in our sample are consistently lower than those observed in magnet hospital. We can also observe that in all cases, there are large margin for improvement with regard to practice environment. Now, the question is, how does different dimensions combine to provide model configuration of nursing care organizations? From the observation of the 22 units, 4 nursing care organization models have emerged, 2 professional models and 2 functional models. The 2 professional models are characterized by higher proportion of hours of care provided by registered nurse and higher score for practice environment. It was the reverse for the 2 functional models. Only 1 model clearly distinguishes with regard to the capacity for innovation. This is the innovative professional model. And 5 of the units, 5 of the 22 units that had the largest scope of practice were in the adaptive functional model. We can see also that in terms of intensity, quantity of staff, 2 models distinguish with regard of this dimension. Here we have more detail on the average score for each model. what we can see is that the innovative professional model consistently have higher score. If we look at average hours of care per patient day, 6.6 here and 7 here. The two professional model, 73 and 63 in terms of proportions of RN hours in total nursing hours, compared to 46% in the functional model. Importantly, we can see that the innovative professional model, 28% of hours of care are provided by university graduate nurse, compared to less than 10% for the three other models. Capacity for innovation, we can see the average score, the difference in the average score for the innovative professional model compared to the three others. The difference are less visible for practice environment, but again, the two professional model, the unit here tended to have higher score for practice and environment. Now the question is, what are the outcomes? What are the difference in terms of outcomes for these four models? To address these questions, we look at we screen patient files in the same unit, 2,700 patient files, to detect the occurrence of 6 events related to safety. Those are events often considered as potentially sensitive to nursing: falls, pressure ulcer, medication errors, urinary infections, pneumonia, and restraints. Quickly, some descriptive data. What we could say quickly is that if we consider the occurrence of at least one event of any severity, it was 15% of the patients who experienced at least one event. If we consider event with consequences, that means events that require an interventions or have resulted in longer hospitalization, it was 6%. Logistic regression analysis was done to measure the associations between the occurrence of those events and the nursing care organizational models. What we find is that with regard to the risk of experiencing at least one event of any severity, the risk was significantly lower in both professional models compared to the functional model. 50% lower in the innovative model than the functional model, 25% lower in the basic professional model compared to the two functional models. No difference was found for the two functional models. When we consider only events with consequences, here the risk was significantly lower in the innovative professional model compared to the three other models. And the highest risk was associated with the adaptive functional model. In conclusion, what we can say is that models of nursing care delivery do not invariably follow the same path. Nursing care model imply diverse ways of mixing nursing resources, diverse ways of using the scope of practice, the skills of nursing staff, diverse way of designing work environment, practice environment, and supporting innovation, and all of those factors have an impact for patient safety. Professional nursing care models, and in particular the innovative professional model, which is characterized by a higher intensity of staff, more educated staff, more support to innovation, more support to practice environment, has been associated with better outcome for patients.